Everybody knows the champs are here. Everybody knows we'll eat you alive. Everybody knows Darren Sproles is back. One of the greatest catching, multi-purpose running backs, weapons of all time. Everybody knows. Everybody knows Fletcher Cox wants to be the best defensive player, period, in the NFL this season. He's hungry, chasing, angry. Everybody knows Carson Wentz is coming. Everybody knows y'all keep disrespecting my team. Everybody knows when you make us the underdog. Everybody knows what happened last year.
I can't
So, y'all know what it is. We back. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brennan is back. It's a little rainy outside in the area. You know, if you're from the tri-state area, you understand. Gave me an excuse to throw on this beautiful selection right here. We call the Super Bowl championship hoodie. You know, make you respect it, bow down. Anyway, the situation is this. Mr. Dallas Goedert allegedly had a broken arm. Who are these sources? Who are these fools reporting on one of the up-and-coming stars? Oh, it might have been some haters. You know, those fearful. You know, they see the birds on the hunt. They got a taste of my youngin'. They saw the grab. They saw how he looked. Oh man, he was at practice. He went down. He broke his arm. Only suckers and haters. Only suckers and haters. Only suckers and haters prey on somebody to get injured in a football season or basketball season. You don't do that. That ain't thorough. It's just certain things you don't do. It's just certain things you don't do. Matter of fact, I need y'all to understand something. If you a freaking Eagles fan and you hating on somebody else, like, you out of pocket, man. Get your hating situation together. Like, we don't do the hating. Like, we about love and thoroughness. You know, thorough, you know, well-rounded, disciplined, you know, focusing on that which is important, very meticulous, executing to the level of excellence. Yeah, thorough. Suckers and nuts be like, oh man, I'm hating. I hope he die. I hope his arm broke. Get your life together, man. This speaks of your character, once again, or lack thereof. Anyway, my youngin' is back. Nothing serious. Nothing serious. These fake reports. Foolishness. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Howie Roseman, this just in. Christian Hackenberg has now been added to the Eagles, signed to a 1-year contract. Basically, Howie, using his wisdom, foresight, and things of this nature, being prudent, he chose to see if maybe Mr. Hackenberg can be, you know, one who can be grown and facilitated in the position of being a third or possibly, more likely, fourth-string quarterback. Because Mr. Callahan didn't look too promising. Gotta be honest. Also, you know, Mr. Sudfeld. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Inconsistent. Potential. Inconsistent. We need short things. We are not the Cowboys. We don't strive for mediocrity. We are not content with average. We are reaching, searching, striving for greatness. We trying to rise above. So, let's get into the practice. The last open practice, 75,000 in attendance. The first 2 open practices of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, who does this? For preseason practices? The season didn't even start. 75,000 seats? They snapping. Get your tickets. As my man T.O. would say, get your popcorn ready. What do we see at this practice? Well, let's break it down. We saw a lot of red zone offense being played. As we know, we saw during the game, Eagles versus the Steelers, we were 1 for 2 in the red zone. This is something very focal for our coach. We know how serious we get in the red zone. And we need things to be very, very certain when it comes to the season. So, we're doing this evaluation. Mr. Ertz looking good. Screenplays were very, very much a focal point during this practice as well. We got the West Coast offense as well as, the brilliant mind of Mr. Dougie Fresh Peterson and the West Coast offense. The way he does the RPOs for Mr. Foles and others, and he splices in a couple things. He mixes the old with the new, as you should. Keeping things relevant, old school and new school. They can't see it coming. Efficient, wise, effective. Now, we also saw both of our star quarterbacks, MVP caliber quarterbacks, Mr. Carson Wentz. He was participating in 7-on-7s. His progression is looking good. His rehabilitation situation is looking good. He's steadily upon the timetable that the doctors projected. He's actually ahead. So, we're going to keep an eye on Mr. Wentz. Whether he starts first week or not is irrelevant. The only relevant part is we're just trying to keep him healthy. Keep his spirits up. He's biting at the bit. Hungry. He on the hunt. He missed the opportunity to be the star of the Super Bowl when he was the one who mainly got us there until the playoffs came. And y'all know he would have been the MVP. Show some respect. He back. He hungry. It was a blessing to get this man to have a freaking chip on his shoulder when he was already the #1 ranked QBR quarterback last year. 33 touchdowns. Eagles record last year. And he trying to come back and do more. Y'all looking like food. And he hungry. Birds on the hunt. Birthday. So, Mr. Foles was back. After soreness in the tight back situation, he's loosened up. He's feeling better. He can afford a couple days off. It's nothing. Gives Mr. Sudfeld and Callahan and, Gallahan a couple days to get evaluated more during practice. It's nothing. But he was participating, looked good, dropped a couple dimes. You know what I'm saying? Mike Wallace was talking. He said, hey, man, Foles threw me a perfect joint. I told him he could throw it even further due to my speed. He's still getting used to Mr. Wallace. By the way, Mr. Wallace was looking good. Remember, he was injured. Well, he's back. He's back. It was a slight injury, precautionary, something small, little nicks and little dings. These things happen in the course of a season. He's back. Looking good. Speed demon, #2 receiver. Quite possibly one of the most dangerous potential weapons we have. Taking the top off of defense. Better hands. Ladies and gentlemen, get your mind right. Get your mind right. Yes. What else did we see during this last open practice? With 75,000 in attendance. We saw Mr. Devontae Ballsby. He was in a slot position. Our young star, hopeful cornerback, Mr. Sidney Jones. He had a little injury during the preseason game. So as a precautionary measure, we got him sitting out. So this gave Mr. Devontae Ballsby the opportunity to take slots reps with the first team, looking good. And then, halfway through practice, they rotated him out and put out, a draft pick, Avonte Maddox in there. And they said he was looking good in the slot as well with the first team. So, that cornerback revolving cycle is looking good. It's looking promising, but, we got to keep an eye on these things. We need consistency. Everybody's going to have flashes here and there. We need consistency. We need great tackling, steady, disciplined placement within the scheme, awareness of the opponent, route running, weaknesses and holes in our scheme and gaps, and being able to sit there and capitalize and make up for things. So these are the things we're looking for. Also, during this practice, we saw with the weak side linebacker, which is something I'm keeping my eye on. Nick Gary was looking good. They was giving him first team reps, and then of course they put Mr. Grugier Hill. Okay, Grugier Hill. I apologize for the mispronunciation of your name, sir. But he was looking good actually in the Steelers game. Couple good tackles, flying around, disciplined, steady, fast. I like it. Hitting hard, yes. So we got to keep an eye on these things. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you want to see from this year. Basically, if you got an idea of what you see when it comes to Howie possibly, Howie Roseman possibly make another move, what type of move you thinking? Because we know Howie always on the rise. When we thinking it's cool, Howie's on point. Howie ain't like the rest of these GMs. He's not like the Dallas front office. He's not like the Redskins front office. We ain't content. We hungry. We striving. Consistency. We hustling. We hungry. We need it. We ain't content. One championship, yeah, that was cool, but that's over with. We need more, bro. It's a whole nother season. Care about last year? That's over, bro. Whole new season. Whole new schedule. Way more harder. We got to get way more hungry. Way more focused. So we can eat them alive. I'm going to leave y'all with what my man Lane Johnson said at practice when he was interviewed. He said, whatever you see from us on film, that's who we are. He said, we don't like to talk. We don't like to lie. What you see on film is who we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bird's Nest.